So far, we have discussed Einstein's field equation. R mu nu minus 1 by 2 R G mu nu equal to kappa T mu nu. And we have determined the value of this kappa. And this kappa turned out to be 8 pi G by C to the power 4, where C is the speed of light in vacuum, G is the gravitational constant. And Einstein's field equation can also be written in this form also. R mu nu, where R mu nu is the Ricci tensor, is equal to 8 pi G by C to the power 4, T mu nu minus 1 by 2 G mu nu times the trace of the T mu nu tensor, energy momentum tensor. So this is the Einstein's field equation. Then the question is it possible to solve the field equations and thus obtain the metric tensor G mu nu? Einstein's field equation is solved we have say that when you have say the R mu nu is the R mu nu is the G the metric tensor is combine yauge have say when the moon yanguragadi when a karikangi R mu nu say the your metric tensor say it has a high degree of non-linearity. This R mu nu this is actually a set of differential equations, and this set of differential equations it is highly non-linear, and any solution will not be easy to obtain. The problem becomes easier if one looks for special solutions. For example, those solutions which represent space-times possessing certain symmetries. And the first exact solution was obtained by Karl Schwarzschild. So the Einstein's field equation, the first exact solution was obtained by Karl Schwarzschild in the year 1916. The Schwarzschild solution the Schwarzschild namana 1916 da equation solution First World War First World War First World War marakta solution Karl Schwarzschild. Adana solution maming lorga Schwarzschild solution Schwarzschild solution Schwarzschild na man solution solution Schwarzschild sought a metric tensor field which represents static spherically symmetric gravitational field in the empty space-time surrounding some massive spherical object, which may be a star or a planet or a black hole. His guiding assumptions, main assumption main assumption Schwarzschild solution assumption and what are those four main assumptions? Those four main assumptions are: number one, that the field was static. The field was static. The field does not change with time. Number two, the field was spherically symmetric. The field was spherically symmetric because the source is spherically symmetric. Number three, the space-time was empty. Aina solution source to the chathoga chathoga ahangba space-time empty over the neighbor source na bang the chathoga level mapastida mana field camp putoke do. Say for example, we can draw a diagram. Suppose this is the spherically symmetric source. Spherically symmetric source on a sinian color. So inside this spherically symmetric source, we have mass. This spherically symmetric source is a mass m. The mass is localized inside this region. And this spherically symmetric region has a radius, let us say capital R. So spherically symmetric, you can say source radius capital R. When the field is in a outside the source, for example, at this point. At this point, what is the metric tensor due to this spherically symmetric source. Sigi source number modena sigi points da metric tensor kari hoge do you know I will fill kari hoge do you know. At this point there is no matter. Sigi points da matter later than ko aduna the space time is empty as at this point. Mari suba assumption da the space time was asymptotically flat. Space time is asymptotically flat or ever. What is the meaning of that? Asymptotically flat at very far distances from the source, at very far away. At very far distances from the source, the space time reduces to the flat space time. The source space time flat space time. So these are the four assumptions. I repeat, assumption number one, his first assumption was that the field was static. The field does not change with time. Number two, the field was spherically symmetric because the source is spherically symmetric. Number three, the space-time was empty. We are calculating the field at a point where the space-time is empty at this point outside the source. And the space-time was asymptotically flat. That means very far away from the source, the field reduces to the field in flat space-time. Very far away from the source, the metric reduces to the Minkowski flat space-time metric. The metric in Minkowski space. Let me share a screen. This. This is spherical polar coordinates, or in short, spherical coordinate system. Spherical coordinate system. Spherical coordinate system is where do we use spherical coordinate system? We use spherical coordinate system when this when the system we want to study possesses spherical symmetry. I study the system spherical symmetry. Like target we use spherical coordinate system. This is the spherical coordinate system. Any point can be represented by three coordinates: r, small r, theta, and phi. Small r is the distance of the point from the origin. Theta is the angle made by the position vector with respect to the z-axis. And phi is from the point P, we draw a perpendicular to the xy plane, and this is the foot of the perpendicular. This foot of the perpendicular we join to the origin. So this line, the angle between this line and the x-axis measured in the anticlockwise sense, this is the value phi. So when we want to study systems which possess spherical symmetry, we use the spherical coordinate system. Aduna, short cell solutions we will also use spherical coordinate system. We'll use this spherical coordinate system. So let's stop sharing. Okay. So we are back. First up, spherically symmetric oil. Aduna sigisida irasi the general metric of a spherically symmetric space-time. Spherically symmetric space-time is matrix line element form is ds square equal to g 00 gtt dt square plus g rr dr square plus r square d omega square plus So again plus 2 times g t r dt dr. This is the general metric of a spherically symmetric space-time. In the line element form, line element form ID ds square, so is in terms of g and coordinate square. So the first is gtt. This is a 0, 0 component of the metric. So gtt dt square, grr dr square, r square d omega square, 2 gtr dt dr. And what is d omega square? D omega square, this is nothing but the metric of a unit 2 sphere. This is d theta square plus sine square theta d phi square. This is the metric of a 2 sphere. This determines the metric on a sphere of radius 1. D omega square. Spherically symmetric space-time form the GTT where GTT GTR GRR are functions of R and T. So the Yoriba GTT, GRR, GTR, all of this, they can be functions of R and T only. What is the theta G metric GTT, GTR, GRR, they cannot depend upon theta, they cannot depend upon phi. GTT, GTR, GRR, they cannot depend upon theta, they cannot depend upon phi, they can only depend upon R and T. So this is the general metric of a spherically symmetric space-time. Schwarzschild solution, the Schwarzschild assumption, main assumption, Schwarzschild main assumption, the space-time is not only spherically symmetric, the space-time is also flat. Sorry, the space-time is also static. Flat static was it spherically symmetric or within a day space-time static. The space-time is also static. In such a case, static this part will turn out to be 0. Aduna sigi part spherically symmetric spherically symmetric the metric components GTT, GTR, GRR, they can depend upon R and T. And if my metric is spherically symmetric as well as static GTR is 0 certainly, and not only that, GTT and GRR, this GTT and GRR, they will depend only upon R. R T metric C GTT, GRR, they can depend only upon R. So let me it again. The line element of a static spherically symmetric static spherically symmetric space-time is always the line element of a static spherically symmetric space-time is quickly ds square equal to, let us call it g0, 0 is ar cross some function of r dt square minus b r dr square minus r square d theta square. So r square d omega square expand. So when I write this in the expanded form, this will become r square d theta square plus r square sine square theta d phi square. So minus minus yeah. I think size is plus 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 plus. This is actually not plus, this is actually minus. And this is also minus. So GTT minus GRR minus R square d omega square plus 2GT. This is the line element. This is a general metric of a spherically symmetric space-time. This is the line element of a static spherically symmetric space-time. Static see, this will depend only upon R. This will also depend only upon R. And then we have the unit sphere multiplied by R square. The line element of a unit sphere multiplied by R square. And this is R square sine square theta d phi square. This we call equation number 1. This is the line element of a static spherically symmetric space-time. State unit unit. In this expression, we use a unit in which the speed of light c is taken to be 1. Here we are using a unit. Here we are using a unit where small c, the speed of light in vacuum, is taken to be 1. For simplicity. This we have taken for simplicity. But for simplicity, let us use the unit in which c is equal to 1. Otherwise, c is the 1 where dt square is equal to c square. C square dt square. So the dt is equal to c dt. So the c square so c. But in this unit, we have taken it to be 1, 1. Similarly, in this also, we have taken the speed of light to be 1. And I got the speed of light in vacuum is taken to be 1. So in that unit, the line element has this form. Next step. Let us consider the Lagrangian. Consider the Lagrangian. Consider the Lagrangian L. This depends upon x dot x dot alpha x dot alpha comma x alpha. This Lagrangian is a function of the coordinates and the derivative of the coordinates with respect to time. And this is of the form G. So this is how you go alpha beta x comma x dot alpha x dot beta. Lagrangian, we call it question number 2. So let us consider this Lagrangian, which is regarded as a function of twice n independent. N is the dimension of space-time. Here in our case, n is equal to 4. So 8 independent variables. 8 independent variables. And what are those variables? Those are x alpha. X alpha, you know, t r theta phi, and x dot c, x dot alpha, and the derivative of those with respect to time. So we consider this Lagrangian. Lagrangian is very taught and find the extremum value of the action. Lagrangian action action, then we extremize the action, and from that extremization of action we get the Euler-Lagrange equation. The Euler-Lagrange equations, for the given Lagrangian. For the Lagrangian are the equations. Euler-Lagrange equation is what? We have d by d tau, t by d tau del L by del x dot alpha minus del L by del x alpha is equal to 0. This is equation number 3. Recall where tau is the proper time and dot denotes differentiation. Differentiation with respect to tau. Recall. Lagrangian pusalai karigino. Lagrangian pusalai karigino. Where we want to determine the equations of motions. The equations of motions for a given Lagrangian, the equations of motion are given by the Euler-Lagrange equations, which are given by this expression. And I repeat, the equations of motions for a given Lagrangian. For a given Lagrangian, the equations of motions are given by the Euler-Lagrange equations, which are given by this expression. The general relativity, the equations of motion, the equation of motion of a particle is given by the geodesic equation. Aduna Sigi Lagrangian equations of motion siga geodesic equation to go up man. Aduna Hariba Sijagi Pangiva equation duga geodesic equation duga anizo if we compare Taraga with Christoffel symbol gamma value what we are going to calculate the value of the Christoffel symbols gamma. Otherwise, gamma value is gamma yami. There are so many gammas to be determined. Gamma formula metric tensor direct what we gamma formula to metric tensor direct what target you will be calculating 40 gammas, 40 different values of gammas, and ultimately at the end of the calculations you will find that many of them turn out to be 0. Many of them will turn out to be 0. Aduna sigi method sidagi gamma hotpasina ekoida matam yamna sep toyeba. So we are going to calculate gammas from this. So there you go. I give line elements. This line element can also be written in short like this. G, this is G alpha beta dx alpha dx beta. This line element is nothing but G alpha beta dx alpha dx beta. So this is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. Adudi sigi equation number 1 dagi 2 si kamai taraku yai. Kamai taraku yai haragadi you simply divide both sides by G alpha beta G dx alpha G dx beta. Sudana G alpha beta x dot alpha x dot beta. Siga can here we have derivative with respect to the proper time. Here we have only the differential. So what do? We divide the dx alpha by d tau, dx beta by d tau. Aduna sigisi kuna d tau na anirak yelagadi siga chap manareko. So from equation so I do it again. From equations 1 and 2, the Lagrangian can be written as from equation 1 and 2, the Lagrangian can be written as Sigi Lagrangian, this Lagrangian can be obtained from this expression by simply dividing by d tau. D tau divide Lagrangian. So let us divide this by d tau twice. So what do you get? We should get L equal to AR. AR didn't measure any call. L equal to AR. This AR will be there. AR didn't measure any, so L equal to AR. Next dt by d tau. Divide already. This will be dt by d tau whole square minus BR laserani. So dr d tau ni this will be dr by d tau whole square minus CMU r square d theta by d tau whole square minus r square sin square theta d phi by d tau whole square. This is the Lagrangian. This is the Lagrangian for a given metric. High-level Lagrangian short form the if derivative with respect to tau is denoted by a dot overhead, this can be written as A R. Say this will be T dot square. This will be T dot square. What is T dot? T dot means you differentiate T with respect to tau having so dt by d tau is T dot. So dot represents differentiation with respect to tau. Minus this can be written as BR R dot square minus R square theta dot square minus R square sin square theta phi dot square. Okay. Then Euler-Lagrange equation. Euler-Lagrange equation Lagrangian let us obtain the Euler-Lagrange equation corresponding to x alpha equal to t. X alpha equal to t. Take alpha equal to 0, so x alpha equal to t. Let us write the Euler-Lagrange equation. So partial differentiation gives. So partial differentiation of this partial differentiation of L with respect to t and t dot gives del L by del t. This Lagrangian it depends upon T dot, R dot, theta dot, R, theta, phi dot. This Lagrangian does not depend upon T. You remember that T and T dot are independent variables. T and T dot are independent variables. So this Lagrangian does not depend upon T. So this will be 0. So this is del L by del T. Here we'll calculate del L by del T dot. So let us calculate del L by del T dot. Del L by del T dot is here. T dot is here. So you partially differentiate this Lagrangian with respect to T dot. What will you get? You will get 2 times A. A is a function of R. Something like A is T dot. See, partial derivative with respect to T dot already 2 times T dot. So 2 times T dot. So far so good. So see, now I substitute here in the Euler-Lagrange equation. Euler-Lagrange equation therefore the Euler-Lagrange equation is the Euler-Lagrange equation. Euler-Lagrange equation for alpha equal to 0 is C0 alpha equal to 0 twice a T dot. So d by d tau. So d by d tau twice a T dot equal to 0. So this is the Euler-Lagrange equation corresponding to alpha equal to 0. So let us expand this. So expand propose. So let us expand this. So this implies what do you get? So let us see 2 ZD considering we can divide throughout by 2. So what remains is a T dot. So you differentiate with respect to tau. So this gives a T double dot. So T dot with respect to tau differentiate tau T double dot plus here a is a function of R and R is a function of tau. So what does this give? This gives you so when we differentiate this with respect to tau, first we differentiate T dot with respect to tau, so we get T double dot. Now A is a function of R and R is a function of tau. So when we differentiate this with respect to tau, this becomes del A by del R dr by d tau. So this is how we differentiate A with respect to tau. T dot so T dot equal to 0. Now let us use another shorthand notation and write this as this is A T double dot differentiation with respect to R. Let us represent with a prime. So we call it A prime. A prime means differentiation with respect to R. And differentiation with respect to tau, we represent it with a dot. So this is R dot T dot equal to 0. Next, you divide throughout by A. A is not divide we get T double dot plus A prime by A